Hello and welcome. We're coming to you from Creek Farm in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, which today belongs to the Society for the Protection of New Hampshire Forests. But back in the early 19th century, the future mayor of Portsmouth, Abner Greenleaf, had a farm just up the inlet near the Sagamore Creek Bridge. His farm was the site of a lovely summertime celebration. So let's delve into the archives for the first-hand account of a young girl who ventured through these verdant woods almost 200 years ago. I'm Katie Sternberger, archivist at the Portsmouth Athenaeum, which is located in Market Square in downtown Portsmouth. Incorporated in 1817, the Athenaeum is one of fewer than 20 remaining membership libraries in the United States. We have a research library and archives that's open to the public on Tuesdays through Saturdays from 1 to 4 p.m. As the archivist, I preserve and make accessible unique historical records such as this letter from Sarah Haven Foster. Astute historians of Portsmouth will recognize the name of Sarah Haven Foster, who lived from 1827 to 1900. She was a painter, well known for her watercolors of the buildings and landscapes in and around Portsmouth. Her father was a bookseller and printer, as well as a founding member of the Athenaeum. He also served as a deacon of South Church and became superintendent of the Sunday School. On June 19, 1838, the South Parish Sunday School celebrated its 20th anniversary here where the forest meets the sea. According to the meeting minutes of the Sunday School, all the school children assembled on the farm belonging to Abner Greenleaf at Sagamore Creek. School officials offered their blessings, and odes were written for the occasion by former students James T. Fields and Louisa Symes. There were festive decorations, and of course, it wouldn't be a celebration without cake. Sarah Haven Foster was 11 years old when she wrote a 2-page letter describing the event to her cousin Eleanor Wardrobe Thatcher, whom she addresses as Ellen. The letter is dated July 5, 1838. At the time, this letter might have been something as simple as an exercise in penmanship, but today I think it's a great example of nature writing. Foster shares an interesting perspective on not only this important day in church history, but also what it was like to be a child in 19th century Portsmouth. So if you'll step back in time with me, I will read you her letter. Dear Cousin Ellen, as Mother thinks that you would like an account of our late Sunday school celebration, I will give you as good a one as I am able. It was a beautiful day, not very warm nor cold, as pleasant as anybody could wish. We all came together at our schoolhouse at 1:30. As soon as a class was formed, it set off. We had to wait a long while before we could go. Some barouches and chaises went down, and many of the children rode. We then all went down to the place prepared. It was a beautiful place, rocks and hills and woods all round, and a fine open spot for the benches, which were a little way from the tables. We all waited on the benches till a handbell was rung, when Mr. Shores began to speak to us on the occasion. We then sang the first ode, and then dispersed for about an hour and a half. Mary and I took a run in the woods. We did not find many flowers, but some pretty mosses and a hillock covered as thick as it could be with ants. We did not know what they were after. The boys found a turkey's nest. We then scrambled up a high rock from which we had a fine prospect. We could see all round the sea and ships and the lighthouse on one side, and woods on the other sides. We brought Father and Mother and Aunt Abby up there afterwards. As Mother was walking in the woods, she came across a party of ladies and gentlemen singing. We found another party afterwards. We then went and looked at the tables. There were 2 in this form. They looked very pretty indeed. They were long enough to accommodate almost 300 children. Their edges were hung with festoons of oak leaves, with a bunch of flowers at the top of each festoon. The table was covered with cake and fruit of all kinds, and pots of flowers. Every large cake had flowers in it. One plum cake had a rose bush in it. At the head of the tables was an arch on which was written the 20th anniversary of the SP Sunday School, in fine leaves. At the other end of the table was a bank for the speaker. The bell now rung, and we all formed a procession, the boys first, and Mr. Hayes at the head. The teachers walked side by side. We marched round the table, and then stood round it, and sung the second ode. Father then spoke a few words, and asked a blessing, and then the teachers handed round the cake and fruit to the children. Water was the only drink, and very good water it was. The visitors all sat on the rocks and benches till we had done, and then they came to the table. We then sang the last ode, and at once request the first one, an old 100. We then formed a procession till off the grounds, and then were dismissed. We got home soon after 7. It was a lovely evening. I suppose your mother will send this to Portland. I should like to go to Saco very much, but do not think we can this summer. I am glad to hear that you like your school and that Miss Cross is kind to you. Goodbye. Give my love to Aunt Thatcher and cousins. Your affectionate cousin, Sarah H. Foster. Reading this letter for the first time, I instantly recognized Sarah Haven Foster's descriptions of the wildflowers and mosses that grow in these woods. Sagamore Creek, removed only about 2 miles from the busyness of downtown Portsmouth, is a special landscape where a child's imagination can run free. The wildflowers Foster painted later in life were surely inspired by her time as a child in the woods. While the trees have grown up and you can no longer see the lighthouse from here, Whaleback Lighthouse is just beyond the Wentworth by the Sea Hotel. We appreciate that the Forest Society is preserving this unique natural landscape so that we can enjoy it much the same as people did 200 years ago. And you're welcome to stop by the Portsmouth Athenaeum to discover historical records that might spark your childlike imagination. Check us out and search our online catalog at portsmouthathenaeum.org.